What's up, you guys? Joe Dobby here, back at it again with another video for y'all. And this is something that I'm going to be experimenting with, releasing hopefully every Monday or Tuesday as Digimon Purple News. So effectively, this title of this series is going to be called This Week in Purple Digimon TCG News. I am your host, Joe Dobby, and we're just going to be going over some of the new things that Purple has in store that's been released during the week, news that has kind of come out during the week, any topping tournament lists if there are any, and we'll also have kind of a breakdown of what is to happen here. So what to expect: you're going to see some leaks and reveals, some Purple specific market watch, anticipation of new sets and current sets, and even legacy cards. So cards in previous sets, how much are they going for currently? How good could they be in future decks that are purple? Tech card of the week is a small segment, and much more. And trust me when I say much more, as I'm going to be taking a closer look at tournaments, we're going to be able to see really how winning lists are going to be coming out on the weeks that they do. So without further ado, the first piece of news for the week is the advanced deck set here, hosted, or not hosted, but fully BEELZEMON list. I love this structure deck, and I am ready to even keep one sealed just to put in a display case because BEELZEMON is the boy. So we're going to be going over some card reveals here. He's looking really good for spring 2023 in the North American meta. I love this deck, and we'll go over some of the cards. Impmon. When attacking, if you have 20 more cards in your trash, this Digimon may digivolve into one BEELZEMON from your trash, ignoring its Digivolution requirements by paying 3 memory. So this is basically turboing up to your BEELZEMON for 3 memory, which is absolutely insane. I love this effect for Impmon. I can see myself replacing the Impmon that we have that actually just gets you to trash one to bring back a Demon Lord from trash, etc. So that is a good slot to fill. And its inheritable skill is your turn once per turn. When you trash a card from your deck, you can actually delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So that's a very good inheritable. It can delete memory blockers, which are the bane of this deck. So effectively, you could pay 3 memory to digivolve into BEELZEMON, and then you actually potentially could trash on Digivolve, depending on the BEELZEMON that you Digivolve into, deleting a level 3 Digimon. So that's a very good effect there. Next, we've got BEELZEMON. So this BEELZEMON is the new BEELZEMON of the starter deck. I love this comic book style art. I think it's really intense. And you can see Digimon in the back there. I see a Venom Meiotismon in the back, just a whole bunch of Demon Lords and Dark Animals in the back there. When Digivolving, trash 4 cards from the top of your deck. That's pretty standard. All turns, when a card is trashed from the top of your deck, for every 10 cards in your trash, you gain a memory. So once again, right? You Digivolve into the Impmon, you trigger BEELZEMON's Digivolving effect, trashing cards from the top of your deck. Because Impmon's skill is a your turn effect, it was not triggered by when attacking. It is an occurrence that happens when conditions are met, and you are the inheritable effect does take place. So you can delete a level 3, so you can resolve its all turns effect, gaining the memory back, which is pretty nice. When a card is trashed from your deck, this Digimon gains security attack +1 again. So it's a your turn effect, not a when attacking effect. So this swing will potentially give security attack +1 from a single Impmon, which I think is absolutely awesome. Next, we've got Witchmon. So level 4 Digimon here. Interesting art. Love the little Wizardmon at the back there. It looks like they're in combat or something like that. And when Digivolve, trash the top 3 cards of your deck. Inheritable skill. While this Digimon has Wizardmon or Demon Lord traits, gains 2k DP if it has these traits. So very good card overall. I don't know if this is going to be very impactful. I feel like at this point, I'm kind of curious as to what I would play instead of Witchmon. It is a pretty good trash effect there, though. Next, we've got the BEELZEMON alts. So there will be alt arts that are present in this advanced set deck as well, which I think is really cool. This is the BT2 secret rarity BEELZEMON. So this comic style alt art is also really cool. I do love the first alt art as well, so it just looks amazing. Iron Mecho. This is literally my This is gonna be my like staple purple card moving forward, basically. Once this deck is revealed. So, on play, reveal top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon from among them with Evil, Wizard, or Demon Lord in its traits. Can you imagine these 2 kids are controlling Evil, Wizards, and Demon Lords? You add it to your hand and then return the remainder to the bottom of your deck in any order. So pretty cool there. End your turn when this Digimon digivolves into, well, when one of your Digimon digivolve into a purple Digimon, you may suspend this tamer to return 1 card from your hand to the top of your deck to gain 1 memory. So this is actually a really, really good effect because you can put all kinds of cards in there that will benefit from being trashed from the top of your deck. You've got Deathslinger, you've got BEELZEMON, you've got Impmon, you've got Wizardmon. There's just so many different things that would benefit. You can even have Blast Mode in there, and then if you've got the other Eye in Makoto, you can tap that as well after, and then trigger to Digivolve into Blast Mode for 3 if you do have a BEELZEMON on the field. And you actually gain a memory, which is insane. If you throw in the Deathslinger there, you're probably gaining 2 memory back, which is super cool. Or guaranteeing that 2 memory, pretty much. Security, obviously, like every tamer, you just play it without paying its memory cost. BEELZEMON Blast Mode, so I love this art so much. Very kind of like manga comic style again. And when this card is trashed from your deck, delete one of your opponent's Digimon that is level 3 or less. So it's basically like the original Blast Mode, however, it's reduced a level with good reason. Because for each of the 10 cards you have in your trash, increase the level allowance by 1. So if you've got 20 cards in your trash, you're deleting a level 5 from this trash effect, and it pairs very well with Eye in Makoto for times when you absolutely have to delete one of your opponent's Digimon. And this will trigger off the other Eye in Makoto as well, so you can trash this card and then Digivolve into it, guaranteeing that you have a Blast Mode in trash. And when Digivolving, you can unsuspend this Digimon. If your trash is 20 or more cards, you gain 3 memory, and I think that is a very, very powerful effect. Last but not least for the reveals so far, we've got Balmon. I love Balmon. I've actually been caught up with Cross Wars. I'm watching the anime right now, and I love the Balmon origin story and how he turned into BEELZEMON. I think that was super cool. When Digivolving, trash the top 3 cards of your deck. I love that the consistency in these cards. When Digivolve, you're just trashing, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, this Digimon gains on deletion. If you have 10 or more cards in trash, you may play a BEELZEMON from trash without paying its memory cost, and I think that is super insane. Love that. Inheritable, it just provides a boost in DP depending on the Wizard or Demon Lord traits of the Digimon. I don't know how impactful increasing DP is in BT by the time we get to BT 11, though I can see that, you know, it's preparing us for something like that. So there might be a power creep to anticipate for in the other colors as well, leading to this increased DP kind of like benefit. Next, we're going to be going into the Purple Market Watch. So this is my first ever kind of like market watch, so forgive me if, you know, there are, well, I mean, if we have a difference of opinion, that's on you. But yeah, I'm just here to share my thoughts, and if you agree, let me know in the comments. If you don't, let me know as well. I'd like to be enlightened and kind of learn from you as well. So BT10 is a ghost rare chase set, and just released news, guys. Decker, Greymon, if I'm not mistaken, and BEELZEMON are gonna have English release only alternate arts. So in addition to that Ghost Alpha Rare, we've got secret alt arts that could be released in the booster boxes. Luckily, I got 3 out of store credit from winning tournaments, etc., and trading in some cards, so that's great. But enough about me. Let's dive into this market watch here. DeathXmon is going to see a pretty decent uptake, or at least continued stability in its, I believe it's a $60 price point currently. DeathXmon is a very important card against Crossheart, and it allows for significant amounts of free play and guarantees a deletion of a Digimon that is of the lowest play cost on your opponent's side of the field once they've kind of ended their turn. So DeathXmon is a pretty good card to have in BT10, and I can see this price either staying where it originally is or going up a little bit more. DeathX is a little bit harder to get because I don't think BT9 experienced a huge surge in booster box sales, so there is a possibility that not a lot of DeathXmon have actually been opened. Now, Minervamon. So this is the kind of like new and improved, resurrected from the grave Minervamon Lilith Loop deck. So expect Minervamon's pre-release prices to be generally up there, much like every other SR that could see an uptake in price. So avoid paying for these pre-release prices and kind of just wait until full release happens. I mean, it's not too hard to get your booster boxes or even buy singles from people who did get their pre-orders or participate in pre-release boxes. Now, Minervamon will probably maintain a 10 or maybe like a $7 to $8 price point once the market has stabilized, depending on how much hype Lilith Loop or Minervamon Loop will see. I can see it going as low as $5, but honestly, I would probably assume that it's going to stabilize at around $7 to $8, or maybe even higher, because Minervamon Loop is looking to be a great contender for BT10 competitive play, and Minervamon Loop is a skill gap kind of like heavy pilot deck. Basically, if you're piloting Loop, you're kudos to you because you're a competent player. Anyone who plays Loop is pretty competent with the deck or is new to the deck. There's no kind of like in between. Obviously, there's a just learning phase, but that's basically it. It's either you're new or you're like you've become adept at it, because it's one of those decks that you pick up and just have so much fun with that you get a lot of reps in and you get a lot of experience. Dark Knightmon X Antibody, I can see this kind of like starting at a price point of maybe $10, but I can see this going down quite quickly. It's based on, people's feedback on how Dark Knightmon has been playing. It hasn't been as competitive into BT10. A lot of tier lists will also sway you against kind of like playing Dark Knightmon competitively, and because of that, we could see this card going down in price to about 4 to 5 USD and stabilizing there. That said, it's still an SR, so I don't see it going anywhere lower like Ebon Wumon was, which is like $2 for an SR, which was crazy. But that said, I think these cards are the chase cards for BT10 that are not of incredibly high price. Like, these cards are gonna be fine. They're gonna stabilize, so just chill. And last but not least, we've got the tech card of the week, which is back for revenge. For BT10, this card is going to be pretty nice, especially if you are going to be playing cards that want to be deleted, like Dark Knightmon X, Minervamon, pretty much like the undead deck as well. If you're going to be playing like Dracmon, Grand Dracmon, Skull Baihumon, which I'm trying to experiment with, or even for my hardcore Dan Devimon players, Back for Revenge is definitely the card you'd want to experiment with, especially because this card is really good and is really good enough to be at one copy. Like, once you see this card in your hand, you're just holding on to it until you got the right time or right moment to play it as a purple player. So when destroyed, play this card without paying its cost. That's something you imbue on your Digimon once you play this card, which is really, really cool. So that's pretty much the main chunk of the news for this first episode. This is the pilot episode, so forgive me if I stumble a little bit. Thank you guys so much for watching, and before I actually end this episode, I do want to show you guys my reaction to the latest Digimon TCG ad called Life. So we're just gonna play that in a bit. See you guys. Okay. I'm guessing she plays green. Bloom Lordmon, there we go. Jim is a chef, okay. Spices. It's got that spicy tech. I love that he's deck building and making spices. Strategic soccer, memory gauge. Beautiful transition. This would be an awesome locals. It's like a diner style locals. Love that. Love that so much. But yeah, this is cool because it's kind of an ad that's targeted obviously to an older player base, right? People that grew up with the original Digimon series. And people like me and you, most likely. So that's pretty cool. It says that, hey, you're never too old to play and enjoy kind of like the Digimon franchise, and share that with your kids, younger people as well. So Very, very cool ad.